Hey, what's going on, you guys? It's Yusuf right here. I am very, very sorry. First off, before I start this review about Ant-Man, I'm sorry I haven't been uploading as much. I've had a lot of issues, had a lot of things I needed to take care of, and let's just say nothing has changed, but nevertheless, I had to upload something, people, so let's get this in. Sorry, this is a delayed review of Ant-Man. Actually, before we say anything else, the Ant-Man came really late to the IMAX theater near me for some unknown reason, so I don't know. Got me so angry. Anyways, let's get this on with the review for this movie. First off, Ant-Man is not one of your Marvel formula related movies. I mean, here's the thing, the movie has a shine to it. It really has. I will try not to make this as spoiler as possible, and I will do another spoiler review explaining all the tie-ins with the Avengers and future other Marvel movies and all that crap. So what I'd really like to say about this movie is that it's very self-aware of the ridiculousness that is Ant-Man, and I freaking love that. It's like all the writers at Marvel and Marvel itself really needed to sort of sell this right, because, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, a hero that shrinks and fights crime, oh, that's stupid. I do need to say one thing. This movie is incredibly fast-paced. It's really fresh. I really want to say that this movie doesn't really follow the whole Marvel formula of origin superheroes like Captain America, Thor, and Iron Man. I mean, it is similar to some point, but the movie's still fresh. The movie's still new. It's fresh. It's a fresh look on this new superhero and how this superhero will extremely impact all the other coming MCU movies, which I will discuss in the spoiler review. So first off, what the movie is basically about, it's basically about Scott Lang. I actually have an origin of Scott Lang, or actually the prelude to the movie onto my channel. I think probably a box will pop up by right now or something, and you can find the description and the link down below. Alright, so basically this entire complete line is from IMDb. Armed with a super suit, the astonishing ability to shrink in scale but increase in strength, cat burglar Scott Lang, played by Paul Rudd, must embrace his inner hero and help his mentor, Dr. Hank Pym, played by Michael Douglas, plan and pull off a heist that will save the world. Now, here's the thing. I gotta admit that this movie really introduced a lot of really new elements. I mean, here's the thing. This movie, I wouldn't call this a heist movie in particular. I mean, a heist is a big part of it, but at the same time, it's like you can sort of feel that the Marvel universe is also going on in this movie. A really huge element in this movie is humor, which I really loved. A lot of people and a lot of critics really disagreed on that humor to some point and felt like, oh, this was too funny. But I mean, I really loved this because I felt like the humor was needed, especially for this kind of movie as Ant-Man, and I really loved that. Now, to get into the characters, I gotta say I really love the entire cast. Everyone did a solid performance in this one, and it was just fantastic. First off, Paul Rudd as Ant-Man. Okay, I gotta say Paul Rudd delivered in this. Knowing Scott Lang from the comics and reading up about him, I gotta say he really did a solid delivery. He explored everything about the character, and it's usually how this movie goes. It's really, I mean, it's mainly about him, but it also coincides, like his past and future coincides with Dr. Hank Pym and Evangeline Lilly's Hope Van Dyne. I'll get to them in a minute, but it's basically rounds up all these characters and basically tells all the stories in such a cohesive way that it really gets you into the movie, which I really love. Alright, so one more thing I had to say. The visuals looked so freaking great. Like, you could tell this movie had... Oh my god, the visuals were just so great. The action scenes were awesome. They completely utilized all the Ant-Man skills, and they completely utilized everything in their power to make this as great of a movie as it really was. The visuals were just so great, from the Yellow Jacket to Ant-Man, from the blasters the Yellow Jacket was firing, from the ants who were attacking Yellow Jacket. It was just so awesome. Paul Rudd just jumping from from there to there to there and over there, using the ants to his abilities, was just so freaking great. It was awesome. We move on to Corey Stoll as Ant-Man. Corey Stoll as Darren Cross Yellow Jacket. I gotta say, he's the sort of typical guy where he tries to impress his mentor slash father figure, I guess. I mean, Corey Stoll does a great job in this. I mean, I really have to say, I mean, the villain sort of seems the same, but Corey Stoll sort of brought an element to him, and I really liked his performance in this. It's like we knew this entire time why he was doing this, why he tried to replicate the Ant-Man suit, why he tried to do all that. And honestly, a lot of people really hated his performance. I don't understand why. I understand why, but it's still, he did a solid performance of actually channeling this villain and really giving us a reason why he's doing this. Because a lot of villains, I think, from past movies, a lot of the ones that weren't really channeled correctly didn't really give us a reason why they were doing this. So, in turn, the movie really crashed on its own. But in Ant-Man, it was really apparent why he was doing this, and that is one of the elements of why I really love this. Another thing was Evangeline Lilly's Hope Van Dyne. Now, man, this character is filled with so much spoilers, so I won't be talking about her as much. It really hints at a lot of things, so I'll try to save her for the spoiler review, but I will say that Evangeline Lilly really did a great job and a solid performance of channeling this, the daughter of Hank Pym. I mean, both of their relationships were really channeled correctly, giving the past, which is filled with spoilers, which I will explore in the spoiler review. But her and Hank Pym have this sort of father-daughter complicated relationship. Like, you can see it, there's this distance between them that really sort of sets them off, and it's like, hey Dad, what's up? Like, oh hey, you didn't call me for 10 years or something. It's that kind of thing. This really builds the movie to what it's supposed to be. And like I said, it isn't specifically about Paul Rudd's character, Scott Lang. It really intertwines between all the other characters and all the other actors as well. Second thing, Hank Pym. Michael Douglas is Hank Pym. This guy stole the show. I mean, here's the thing. When I first heard Michael Douglas was going to be the old Hank Pym, I really loved this. Like, I mean, he did a solid, great performance as in any movie. He really channeled Hank Pym's character very well from the comics as well. Given the status of the movie, he's not really the guy to fight. He's very angry. He's violent. I wouldn't say really violent, but he's very angry. But then again, he's not the kind to risk his daughter's life or risk anyone's life but the people he doesn't care about. He's really sort of caught in his own web, given the situation and given the situation and given the mission in this movie. I mean, the movie is really all about a heist that is to basically steal the Yellow Jacket suit, because Darren Cross is basically replicating these suits, and he's trying to figure out the Ant-Man formula. And that's what all the movie's about. And so Hank Pym's character, I mean, Michael Douglas really channeled his character very well. and Hank Pym had more of an influence on Scott Lang than any of the other characters. Which I really love the chemistry between both three of these characters, Scott Lang, Hope Van Dyne, and Hank Pym. But like these three characters were awesome. We really got to see the chemistry go on between the three of those characters. Another thing was, given Ant-Man has these Pym particles, which really control the size and density of anything, of matter or anything. This movie is universe expanding because this movie has so much details, as it is in the comics. Pym particles being a huge part and sort of being an entire universe of itself. I gotta say that there was a lot of information to absorb the movie, like the series of montages or scenes where Scott Lang and Hope Van Dyne would usually train, or for him to become the perfect Ant-Man. It's like it makes you feel good. It makes you feel like I'm rooting for this guy, and it's really awesome that way. And it delivers. It shows you so much information. Like he can call up ants now. I mean, that's always been in the comics, but they can show you he can call up types of ants to do many tasks, and it's really encompassing the whole Ant-Man character and his abilities and what he can do with this suit and with his powers. And I really, really loved that sort of involvement in the film. It was always self-aware. Now I want to Michael Pena as... I don't remember what his character was. He is one of his Scott Lang's heist friends. I will say I already knew Michael Pena's character just right from the start. This whole stupid, sort of unaware Latino guy who's been in prison and stuff. But I really got to say that whenever Michael Pena was on screen, he literally just stole the show. He was completely hilarious. I laughed a lot in this movie, and I really got a good kick out of it. And that was also one of the things, one of the marks, and one of the things where it really told me this isn't your average Marvel movie. It was special, and it sort of seemed like Marvel was trying to create something. I mean, all the other Marvel projects are really creative, but this one I think really took another turn, which really took a toll on the movie positively. And what I liked about Michael Pena's character is that his comedic performance in this is just so unparalleled. It's so awesome. It's like this movie is great for so many reasons. Another particular reason is that this movie could be just as successful even if this was taken out of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. If this was just a standalone movie from Marvel taken out of the cinematic universe. It is really awesome. I really enjoyed this movie. I mean, I laughed a lot in Guardians of the Galaxy, but this one was similar to Guardians of the Galaxy to some point. So I was really, really happy with this movie. The exploration of the Pym particles and Scott Lang's character really, really hit it off. And the sort of you get to feel this guy Scott Lang and all his his demise in his earlier life and what he had to go through that and saving his daughter and all these details. So yeah, that's my spoiler review for Ant-Man. Honestly, it's a great movie. I really recommend you guys check it out. And if you like this review, post down a like or maybe even subscribe, and I'll be doing a spoiler review next, which is where I'll get to talk about a lot more stuff, including future Avengers crossovers, and a couple of Easter eggs from the mid-credits scene and the after-credits scene, which were freaking amazing. Oh my god, this is so much. But all that is going to be in the spoiler review next, and thank you guys. Sorry for the delay for this delayed upload, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.